Let's go.
Yo, episode 41. You already know. N.E.O, your non-expert opinion. I am your non-expert Black. That is your non-expert Cinco. You
What
already
up? What
know.
up? We're
We'll be
back.
here today. Today,
I don't know how we got here. Something recommended this, but
That was me.
we're covering.
That's me.
But
That's me.
I
That was
wasn't
me.
gonna I
That was
wasn't
me.
gonna do you like that, but you did it. So we're covering the
You know
Devil
what?
Wears Prada today.
Devil Wears Prada, yeah. Cause you know what? Part two is coming out. Devil Wears Prada is coming out. I think
This
either
week.
this
This
Friday.
week.
Um, yeah, something like that. Yeah. So we covering we're giving our opinion on part one, and yes, this was my suggestion. You know why? When we was doing this list, we was looking for movies and stuff, and I saw that part two was coming out, right? And I thought to myself, well, this would be cool to cover, one different to cover, and I thought nostalgically, I've seen the Devil Wears Prada, and I thought it was a cool movie. It's not my normal type of movie, but I do remember coming across it, and so I said, all right, let's see what it do. You know what I mean? So here we are. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna start off though
It's my first time,
because
so
this was your first time seeing it.
yes.
Yeah, this was your first time seeing it. So I'm gonna start off with the simple question: what was your opinion on it?
Um, I feel like my take is gonna be a little more not critical. Well, probably a little more critical, just because I'm seeing it in 2026 compared to seeing it in 2006 when it actually came out. Uh, Movie was all right. It's not made for me, so
True.
so it ain't made for me. So I won't go too hard on it. But I thought the movie was good. It was enjoyable. I chuckled a couple times. I thought Meryl Streep. I always say her name wrong. Meryl Streep. I
I
thought
can never get her name, but that last how you say it?
Meryl Streep.
Streep? Oh, see, I thought
Yeah.
it was strep too. So that got me.
If it's strep, whatever. But I thought her and Stanley Tucci were like the best actors in the movie. Stanley Tucci's character is like probably my favorite character in the movie. Actually, Nigel. Um,
Yeah.
like it was a nice little ride. I do feel like maybe I was just missing the point, but I kind of felt like what it was almost all pointless because like she like has to like restart her whole journey, like where she's trying to go and stuff like that in a sense. So like we watch her go through this whole journey
So,
and kind of have to start over.
are you referring like towards the end of it, like basically, right? Like how it
Yeah,
ends
where
and all
she
that?
leaves and all
Yeah.
this stuff. Like I could see where they were like hinting at her becoming like Miranda, Meryl Streep's character, and
Yeah.
but it just didn't kind of get deep enough for me to like really feel like she was like in over her head or something like that. She was just in a position where it's like a high demanding job, like, and your boss is like an asshole, but like she really wasn't an evil, malicious person. I like that. She was just an asshole, a prick. So
Right. Right. I think I think the point of the movie is that like is to take like our everyday lives, you know what I mean, and like to know that when you want something and it's the job you want, or that's the field you want to be in, or whatever whatever you want to go for, that if it's open to you, there's going to be things that make you very uncomfortable. You know what I mean, to get where you want to go, and
it's
it's
like
sort of
there's
like
always
she
going to be
wanted to be.
sacrifice, but how far are you willing to go?
Right. Yeah. And I think that's what the whole movie was about. And because she wanted to be just like a journalist. Remember
Hmm.
that. You know what I'm saying? She didn't want to be like into like the whole fashion and dress stuff. She just wanted to be a journalist, write a little something, you know what I mean? But when she got into the world, she got out of college, and to be a journalist under that magazine was like, popping and shit like that. So she just kind of fell into what she fell into. And like you said, I don't think Meryl Streep's character was the evilest. Like she wasn't no Cruella Deville.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like she
Does she
wasn't like
not?
that
Does she
impression.
not play
But
Cruella Deville in the 101 Dalmatians live
I
action?
think she Cruella. That's crazy. I think she does. that I said that. I honestly think that.
No, I was talking about it with
Um,
my mother earlier, and we came to that conclusion too. I was like, "Wait, that is her," because my mom was like, "She'd be like the perfect Cruella de Vil," and I was like, "Is she not?" Like, I thought she was
like
already.
that'd be. I gotta look that up honestly to be sure, but that's crazy. I'm about to look that up while we sit here. But yeah, I think her evilness really came in when she did Nigel dirty. It was her being a dickhead through the whole movie, and then that final thing when she did to Nigel, that was like, nah, like you know what I'm saying, like in order to be, and then she had to, and then right after that was the scene where they was in the limo, and she's talking like, yo, I see me in you. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I see you, like you know what people want and need before they, and you're not afraid to like either give it to them or not. And it's like
Yeah,
it was sort of like that decision right there, the big catalyst evil decision
I
at
feel
the end.
like the cementing moment for something like that was when Nigel came in to celebrate his new position, and he said something about her size, and then she was like, and Andy was like, "Oh, a 4," and he was like, "Oh, really?" And like that was like the final step of her like in the movie transformation to conforming to the world that she was like so against at a point. And now she's even fitting the beauty.
Yeah, yeah,
Now she's
yeah.
fully fitting the beauty standards and stuff like that. Because like honestly, if you think
And
about it,
we,
like
and we
that
and
comes
we
up, and they don't even make it a point that she's like trying to lose weight or get smaller. Like they don't even make that a point throughout the whole movie. I feel like they just throw it at you at the end.
I think one point, nah, one point I peeped it because I know what you mean though. But they did it very subtle, like though. And I can only honestly, I'm be honest with y'all, the audience. I can only say this because I watched the movie a couple hours ago. Like rewatched it. So it's fresh in my brain. When she was about to go out with the other dude in France, in Paris, like right, and remember she
That scene
stepped in
she
and she
pissed me
showed
off. I'm
Nigel
not gonna
how
lie.
yeah, that was she was wild. She a little thought ass and shit. She was bugging. But we gonna get to that. But she remember she put on a dress, right? And then Nigel came in and they was talking about, he was talking about how he thought he was gonna be the partner and all that. But right at the end of that scene, he like, yeah, come on with your size 6 ass.
But
And
that's
she's
what I'm
like,
talking
nah,
about. That was literally what I
size
was talking
4.
about right before. Is
Oh,
that
that's what you're
scene?
talking about? My bad.
That's the scene that I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's when she like takes that final step into conforming into like all the beauty standards and all that. That's why she hit him with that. Is like, no, a size 4. See, I'm here now.
Right, yeah.
Like,
Okay. So you saying outside of that they didn't reference the yeah, you're right. You're right about that. They didn't reference her like the weight change and all that stuff.
yeah,
Like,
that's the only
yeah,
time that
you're
they
right.
really bring it up, and it's like literally at the very end. Like you don't know that she's on this journey to like fit these standards and shit like that. And like you see her fitting
Right,
in with
yeah,
the
because
day to day
they really
job.
don't say that. Yeah.
Yeah, you see her fitting in with the day
Right.
to day job, but they don't show you how much she's transforming, and that's where they hit you with it to confirm what her boyfriend is talking about. But I'm not gonna lie, I felt like her friends, except for the one that was like surprisingly in the fashion, and all the friends were always shocked that he knew what he was talking about. I felt like the other two were shit friends.
Yeah, me too. Me too. The black girl. I didn't like the black girl for.
They were horrible friends because realistically she's out here and she's striving for her goals, and it's like simply just the fact that they don't get the same amount of time anymore, that they're telling her she's like a whole new person.
She said the Andy I knew would come home an hour early. Bitch, I can't do that no more.
Yeah, I'm going for
Like
my
what the fuck?
goals. And then this dude breaks up with her
Like
over
yo,
this type of stuff. And what happens when they reconnect? He tells her that he went out there and pursued something that he wanted to
for his
do.
goals. For his
I'm
goals.
all like, no fucking way. I'm like, no fucking way that she took steps backwards to appease y'all while y'all out here living your life. Bro. Like,
Yeah, nah, yeah, that shit was crazy.
so
Do the whole. Go
I
ahead, go
peeked,
ahead,
I
go ahead,
peeked
go ahead.
ahead. I peeked ahead because I did have to ask Google. I was like, because I was like, who is the returning cast from the first movie to the second movie?
I looked at that too.
That his
I looked
bitch
at that
ass is
too.
not coming back. And good,
He's not.
good.
Yeah, yeah, exactly,
I hated
exactly.
him. I
That's
hated
Boston,
Nate.
nigga.
I
20
hated
years later,
Nate.
nigga, you still at that job, nigga. You still a chef.
Sous
you
chef.
ain't making big time. I mean, shout out to the chefs out there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure he
Yeah,
just didn't make it big time.
and that's kind of what I was looking at. I was like if he had to go through anything on his little path to being the sous chef in that restaurant, I think in Boston or whatever, um, he probably realizes that like, yo, we was over here being some shitty ass friends because we was trying to deter her from her goals. When it does take sacrifices to get to those places you want to be,
Like,
when she's
no,
not just
bro, like, can we get out of here?
they were content with being where they were and just hanging out, and she wanted a little more. She had a career path that she wanted to pursue, and they just couldn't deal with that shit. The only one that was supportive was the one that was always like hype about what she was talking about at work.
The fashion dude, yeah,
These
the dude
dudes,
who
I
was in
got,
fashion.
I got
Yo, real
so.
quick, she is not Cruella.
Oh, really?
I know. Yeah, she is not that lady from the. Yeah, she is not Cruella de Vil. Yeah, no, that lady is called. Her name is Glenn Close
Oh, I
because
know
she
who that
closely
is.
looks like her.
Yeah, I know who
So
that
that's
is.
why.
Yeah.
that's why. That's why they call her Glenn
Yeah.
Close
Okay.
because
Got you. Got you.
she
Got you.
closely looks like Meryl Streep in that
Sorry,
movie.
Glenn. I'm sorry.
you know, yeah. Sorry, my bad,
But
my
yeah,
bad,
like
my
when she
bad.
came with all the stuff and they started tossing her phone around, like trying to keep her from answering the phone from Miranda. Like I get it.
That
You
was
want to
corny.
hang out
That
with
was
your
corny.
friend. But like how you about to how you about to get her in trouble at her job where she just came and
That was
brought you
corny.
like $5,000+ worth of stuff
Like she gave you the bag. She gave her the bag,
for the
bro.
free
The
and y'all like fuck
bag.
that job and you're like what do you mean fuck this job.
That's crazy. Like that. Nah. That's why I said I
So
didn't
I
like her
so I
attitude.
seen the
And you're right.
possibility of where she could have ended up like Miranda, but you know, I just did not like the direction that it went.
You wasn't
Yeah.
convinced. You wasn't convinced.
Yeah, I
You know who I
wasn't fully
like though,
convinced.
and she's a returning member.
Please say Emily.
I like the other assistant. They
Emily.
switched roles. They went from Andrea to Emily. First, Andy was Emily, and then the other one went to Emily.
She was like calling her Aunt Emily for like 20 minutes of the movie. Like
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she was pretty much Emily for the rest of the movie. Yeah, so the one who ended up on the crutches,
hmm
I liked that character. I thought she was cool. I thought she was a cool little addition.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and her real character, her
She
real name
played
is
like
Emily.
the little devil. That's crazy.
hmm
That's wild. She played like the little devil in the whole movie. Like you know what I mean? Like she was like in between the the what you call it, the devil that wore Prada and like her between her getting her gold and all that. You know, like
Yeah,
she's like
yeah.
the I don't know, it's a little
She's like
cool.
a stepping
Like,
stone,
if I had
basically.
to describe her role, she would be like the angel and the devil that's on the shoulders,
Yeah,
almost.
yeah, yeah, like a stepping stone, basically.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, and but actually though, just to give it away, but I look like I said, I looked ahead of part two. You mentioned that, I'm saying it now. I believe their roles switch. I believe she gets a more higher or she gets a higher role in another company, and it's actually Meryl Streep who company now who's in trouble, and she has say so over her. So it's something like that.
Yeah,
I don't
Emily's
know.
like
I
working
was
for
reading
like
the whole
Christian
thing a little bit.
Dior or something like that.
Yeah, some shit. Yeah,
Yeah, I seen
exactly.
that.
Yeah, and the other shit, the runway ain't doing so good. But the thing with the boyfriend, I think that was made to be like her main issue, like the main conflict between the job and her real life, like her not her real life, because that's all her life, that's all her real life, but her life outside the job, because the boyfriend was really like making it tough. I feel like for no reason, and this is like you said, like you know what I mean. It's like,
Like I get it. You missed a birthday.
hey,
You were late.
yeah, yo, and that part right there, it's crazy because I was sitting there thinking like, yo, he's sitting there looking all depressed and stupid on his birthday, cause she had to work, and I was like, Dad, if that was me in that position, I would have been enjoying my birthday, like, and then when I saw her, I would have been like, hey, like, hey, baby, like, like, it's still my birthday, fuck it, you know what I mean, like, niggas celebrate birthday whole month if you want.
hmm
So I just felt like his whole attitude around it like sucked. Like
She
I'm like,
all
this
out here
nigga
about to
sucks.
go for this new job. She's all rushing around at the beginning of the movie. He was chilling in bed.
Now, we could go back now, spin back. She was wilding though, with the other guy. She was definitely, you know, flirting a little too. You know what I mean?
I don't even consider what she was doing in the beginning of the movie anything wrong until they got to France. But she was already broken up with the dude by then. She just moved too
Yeah,
fast.
that's true. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, I mean, he gave her that little
He
well,
kept
he gave
making
her that little kiss.
advances. Yeah, he kept making
Yeah, yeah,
advances.
really, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because even she was like, even on his birthday, he's like, "Yo, come
So
inside, had a drink. You could talk to the publisher." She's like, "No, I gotta go."
I look at it like this. She stayed and she was doing all these things because she knew it was good connections. It's good to make the extra connections instead of just getting just a year. She was gonna make connections with people who were important. So if she ever needed like somebody to speak out or a referral, she would get those references. She had people in her pocket and stuff like that. Um, but I do feel like once her friends got all upset and when her boyfriend broke up with her is where like it was easy for her to start becoming somebody else because now she has like really no attachments to her old life.
I feel like what Meryl Streep said to her in the car kind of connects to that. And I feel like it was some real shit. Like what she said that basically like to get from your old life and to like have this life that all the girls want and everything. Like you know, you have to do some things. Like you have to make some decisions. You know what I mean? And one of the decisions she said she un- she made, but I guess she felt like unwillingly made, was to leave the other girl out of the Paris, leave the other girl in the
Mm-hmm.
states, and you know for her to go to Paris, so like that. And
I didn't
she,
like
I
that
guess she
angle.
didn't. I feel like that was kind of crazy because once she got hit by the car,
Yeah.
boom. So that already eliminates you. You're done. And then
And Miranda
I
didn't
thought it
want
was
to
funny
bring you
too. I
no
said,
more.
yeah,
Like Miranda just simply did not
like
want to bring
yo,
her
yeah,
anymore.
like
Like,
yeah,
so I was
yeah.
like, so what was he supposed to do? Like, nah, I'm not gonna go. You should bring Emily, and then neither you nor Emily go. Like, cause she wasn't bringing Emily. Like, she probably was gonna cave and bring
Right.
Emily, but
Yeah,
then
she
your
wasn't. Yeah,
job is in the shitter. Like at that point,
pretty much. I think what was really messed up of Meryl Streep's what's up? What I think I keep saying Meryl Streep's. What was the damn
I'm
lady's
just
name?
going with
Like what was
Streep.
her name? Okay, no, no, I'm talking about her name in the
Oh,
movie. What was I
Miranda.
forgot her name? Miranda, right? So like when Miranda compared her actions, like what she did to Nigel, to what she did to Emily, to like that, I felt like that was totally like that was like just a reach. Like they reached with that one. Like you know what I mean? Like that was like you said, like you didn't like the angle, and I didn't like the angle either. And then when they added that, it was just too much of a reach. Like, like come on.
That's when Andrea, I mean, yeah, Andy really realized how much he's been being gaslit.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of that moment.
Right. Yeah. I was proud of her when she walked away. When they got out the car and Miranda had to look behind her, she wasn't there. I was proud of her. I
Hmm.
said, "Go ahead, girl."
Yeah, I was happy for her, but I was also like, damn man, you got so far, and now you can like basically going back to ground zero. But I get it, morals, ethics and shit like that. So like, I don't not. I
Yeah.
don't knock it, but I think also like one of those moments where she started like waking up to it all was when she had that conversation with Miranda in her house when she was talking about the divorce in the hotel room or whatever it was. When she was like, "Yeah, my husband's
Oh yeah,
divorcing me and
yeah.
this and the third." So that was one of those bigger moments where she started realizing like, "Damn, like this could be the path that I go down by following her."
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, I think so too. It was more like I think it was crazy because I thought in that moment, Miranda was probably going to humanize herself more, and she did for one quick second that she was trying to explain, you know, what the daughters. And she's like my girls, and it's like, oh wow, you have now I have some type of empathy for you. You know what I mean? But then she turned around and was like, "Bitch, do your job."
Yeah, but that shows you where she is
Like
with
moment
Andy
over.
at that point in the
But
movie.
damn.
That she felt like she could be vulnerable with her, but after she was vulnerable, she was like, "Yeah, right back to work, baby. Let's do this shit. I got that shit off my chest. Let's get right back to it."
Right. I feel like because we in the beginning of this conversation we kind of started with the end of the movie. So and I wanted to say that the end of the movie didn't give me enough for a part two. It didn't give me enough to want a part two. It gave me like the stories like yeah, you could give me more of the story, but it gave me like okay, it's over. So the Devil Wears Prada part two, I think that's what made me even want to review these two movies because I'm like, what is this second movie about? And now that I read the overview, I'm like, okay, I see the angle they're going for. I think Andy comes back because she's like having trouble at her job, so she goes back with Miranda. So I'm like, okay, like
You know,
I don't know how.
when I got to the end of the movie, I kind of had that thought also. I was like, what do they do for a second movie? I was like, is it really just another movie of Andy just dealing with Miranda shit? Like, is that all you do?
Like right.
But I think it is going to be a mix of that. But I think it's going to be a mix of Miranda trying to also, like you said in that one scene, humanize herself with Andy. I think she's going to try to be doing that and like show she's a different person and stuff like that. Maybe may not be the most effective at doing that kind of stuff, but I think that'll be the angle,
Right. Yeah.
especially because she needs her. And it sounds like they're going to be like kind of at odds with the other chick, Emily, who used to work with them. So she's going to
Right.
need her more
Yeah.
than ever. So I could see that kind of being the thing, and it just being like a wild, kooky adventure for an hour and a half, and it not really needing like it's going to tie into the old movie the way it needs to with like callbacks and stuff. But I don't think it's going to necessarily feel like it's like, oh, it's meant to be like a just a sequel of what happened in the first movie. It's just going to be something that happens in the story, which really, like I said, that
What
it
would
doesn't
be
really make
cool?
sense. But
What would be cool is, in my opinion, if Nigel is no longer with Miranda, but with the uh, company that's in power now. I think that would be a cool conflict to
hmm,
see because he said specifically at the end,
she always looks
she's
out.
gonna pay
She's
me
gonna.
back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And she said, "Are you sure?" She said, "I hope so." So I'm hoping to see the conflict in these 20 years, basically where she doesn't look out, and one day he just like fuck this, and I'm going with the more powerful one. And now we're gonna see that, how that conflict goes.
That is an
And then when
interesting
and then
take.
when Andy comes back, it's gonna be like Andy and Miranda versus Nigel and Emily.
And
And
Emily,
that's gonna be
nah,
I think that's gonna be
I
cool.
actually like that because I didn't really think of that. I mean, I more had it like he was sticking with Miranda, so I thought he would just still be there. Like he'd be like the one thing she had left. So
If he
I
is,
could see that.
I'm like, okay.
Like he
Yeah,
just was a
I'm like,
ride or
okay. I
die,
was
and
like,
like he's still on top, so technically
right,
he's
yeah.
still doing his thing too.
I
Which
give
is
him his
kind
kudos for loyalty.
which is kind of amazing because she was about to lose her job at the end of this movie, and she held on for 20 more years.
She held off for 20 more years by denying him the partnership. Crazy, right? So, if he sticks around for that, it'd be interesting.
So you don't really watch Power like that, right?
I have not, sir. I stopped watching Power after Ghost died. Like directly
Man,
after Ghost died.
nah. So that James Holt dude, the the fashion dude who they were promoting at the end,
Yeah, yeah,
when
yeah,
they first showed him at the beginning of the movie, I'm sitting here and I'm staring at him and I'm like, I know this face. Who is this?
yeah. Where he
And,
from?
and then it hits me
Oh, he
like
from
10
Power?
seconds after I'm staring. Yeah, this dude plays a character named Mecha in Ghost book in book 2, Ghost, which is the story
Mm.
about Tariq. I was like, this is fucking Mecha. Like, get him off my screen.
That's funny.
Yeah, man.
Nah, that's funny though. That's funny. Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah, that's no surprise you see one or two actors from 20 years ago and new shit now. You know what I mean? That's cool.
Yeah, so I just didn't
Um,
expect Mecha in the Devil Wears Prada.
that's funny, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't got much more to say, but I'm even gonna say this though. And I was wrong myself. I was sitting over here all day, like, oh yeah, I love Meryl Streep. I love Meryl Streep because I do love Meryl Streep. I like how she's acting and everything. But I was saying her like all day. I kept saying I'm gonna get on here and say I liked her most in Red, the movie. You ever seen Red? The movie Red with Bruce Willis. I think Anne Hathaway is
I
in it.
feel like I have seen this.
Morgan Freeman. Morgan
I
Freeman's in it.
probably
It's a
have.
really good movie. They have Red. They have a part two as well. Butcher's in it. The guy from
Oh,
I
Carl
don't know his
Urban.
name, but yeah, Carl, yeah, he's in it. Yeah, he actually he has a really cool part in the movie. But anyway,
I think I did see this, but I'm
all
just
day
not
I'm
remembering it.
telling myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get up here and say Meryl Streep. I love the Red, and I looked up the movie Red though, couple minutes before I got on. And I was like, that's not Meryl Streep.
We
What
both
the
confused her
fuck
for
is going
somebody else. That's crazy.
on? I was like,
We're
God damn
disrespectful. I'm sorry,
it.
Meryl, man. At least I wasn't
But
calling you
yo, shout out
future
to
the whole
Meryl Streep
episode,
though.
you
You know
know?
we fucks with you though. Like you look like a lot of people. A lot of people look like you.
At least I
And we
wasn't
fucks
calling
with
you
you though. We
future the
fucks
whole
with you.
episode.
Like yo. Yo, dead ass. That's um anything else you want to say about this,
I
bro?
will say the first 30 minutes of the movie I could care less for. And they were very mean to my girl Andy early and for
They
a
were.
while.
Yeah.
And I get it because she came in there like, I don't care about fashion. Yeah, like well, peach posh, gosh, me gosh. But yeah, they didn't care for her, and I get it because she didn't care for the shit that you guys have a passion for. So whatever, get up out of here, you fucking larper. Get the fuck up out of here.
Basically.
Just look at you because they knew she was just using them as a stepping stone. So, I mean, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, like from the very beginning, she kind of is on the path to be Meryl Streep, Miranda's character, because she's just using this as a stepping stone to get where she really wants to be. Deeper than I thought. Hey.
It's like the little cues in there kind of like ties them together and like you know what I mean. And it's like oh. But she kind of escaped it at the end, and even though she was using them stepping stone, they became exactly what she needed them to be because she got the job at the end. You know what I mean?
you know, I will veer off again, and I will say, like I said a couple seconds ago, like the first 30 minutes of the movie, I could care less what the fuck that was doing, bro. Like I was barely locked for that. But when I started actually like locking in on the movie and be like, okay, cool, let's see where this goes, is where she's overwhelmed with all the shit because she feels like she's doing such a good job and she can't like get no respect out of Miranda and she goes to Nigel and he's like, yo, like you want to be coddled? Like this is not the real world. You got to get up there and bust your ass to get where you want
Right.
to go. I thought that was a good turning point in the movie, and I thought it was just a good scene from seeing Tucci's character and him acting wise. And another scene that
Yeah.
I liked was the one where she giggled about the belts, and Meryl Streep turned around and felt like,
Oh yeah.
oh, you think this is just stuff? Huh? Like,
Yeah.
um,
I like how she like I like what she said to her about the cerulean color and all that shit. She was broken down.
like I'm not gonna lie. Like I felt like the scene was good, and it was because the acting was done so well from Meryl Streep's character. Um, but it's one of those like you get the conversation, but like you're like, why are you saying it like that? Like, it's like they
She
using a
did take
bunch
a
of
long time to get there.
yeah, it's like long winded and like a bunch of shit that ain't important and is like it's relevant to fashion, but like what does it mean to her and stuff like that.
Right. She was telling her dates and all that, people's names and
Like this
stuff,
is the kind of stuff that like
places.
yeah, this is the kind of thing like let's say you went to like a science museum and they were talking about rocket ships and you said something incorrect and they just started telling you off and they started telling you about a whole bunch of astronauts and shit and what they did and you're just like
Like,
I
excuse me, my bad.
yeah, like I get the severity. My bad, I crossed the line. But all that shit you said, just say, "Woo!"
Like, yo, yeah. And you know what? A lot of this movie kind of like the whole movie just it takes a lot of real life situations because imagine you being in that situation. Yeah, like you get like what they're trying to say, but everything they're saying is just flying over your head, and then finally they get to the end like, oh, you just think this was stuff, huh? And you're like, damn, that's what you were saying this whole
and and I ain't gonna lie,
time.
Miranda is a nutcase. She told her to go get the Harry Potter book that wasn't even out yet.
Yo, that was wild. Yo,
Told
she
her
was
get me a
tight. She
flight
was
from
tight that she went upstairs in her house.
get me a flight in a hurricane.
Like, yo, what are you talking about? Like, bro, you can't fly right now. It's not happening. You can't fly. Like, come on. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
I don't know, man. My girl Annie was going through it, but it's like I don't know. Like when I feel like the depiction that I've always gotten of like assistants in these like higher up, higher value people's lives, it is just like that. Like so, like it's not even like she was going through like the mega extremes. She was kind of like obviously it's movie extremes,
I
but it wasn't like extreme like
right.
killing this girl, like almost
I
killed
take it like
Emily.
this. I take it as this. Right? I take it as this, right? Whatever she was going through and went through, the first Emily went through, the one who was sitting there already, the one who was sitting there at the end of the movie, still with the job. You know what I'm saying? She went through and she was handling at the same time. Now, there's some reason between the two assistants, there was two different type of assistants. So maybe she was the one who stayed in the office now, but I'm pretty sure she went through that to get to like, that second seat, that highest second seat. And we even saw that when she was picked up the Gucci, was it Gucci or Louis bags? Remember
I
when she got
think
hit by the
so.
car? It
Yeah,
was like
yeah,
Louis bags
yeah.
or something like that. So she was still doing shit like that.
Well, because
So like you're right. Like it's not it
she
wasn't
got reduced to a smaller role because Miranda started liking Andy. But you
right,
know,
yeah, basically. Yeah, actually, that's good you pointed that out, actually. Yeah, because she was now in the one in the office, sitting down, making the calls. And she was
hmm
the one, right?
but you know what
So
was a
yeah.
rewarding moment before we get into the ends of this because we're kind of running into it. Uh, I thought when Andy called the office and offered the clothes to Emily, and then Emily got off the phone after acting all snooty. And was like, "You better be good, because you got some huge shoes to fill." Like I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I was like that
I
makes
thought
me
that was
feel
cool. I
good.
thought that was cool. I thought that was
That
cool.
makes me feel good about watching this. You know,
Yeah.
seeing that moment at the end of the movie." So
Oh, speaking of that moment, after that moment was a cool moment. I thought it was a cool moment for me too, for the movie. I mean, was when she was still across the street and they saw each other. She waved at her, and she just like got into the car and shit like that. Like, but when as she was walking away though, took the glasses down. You know what I'm saying? Did her little
cracked her little
side eye, little
smile.
smile and shit. Like I thought that was a cool. Yeah, I thought that was a dope moment right there. That was
Yeah,
dope. That
yeah, but
was.
I kind of
See, but
expected
yeah,
that
it's
too.
crazy. Like it's wild. Like these movies. We both said it. Not our type of movies. You know what I'm saying? Generally, we know what we like. You know what I'm saying? We watch this shit. We review the shit that we like. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So this is like things started off. This is very different and stuff. So, but we're able to find like still stuff in the movie that's pretty cool. Like what I mean? Like all right, that's pretty dope and shit like that. Pretty relatable stuff like that. So
You know,
I think that's what we're gonna get in part two. Is what I'm
yeah.
saying. You know what I'm saying? Probably hopefully we get more of that in part two. You know what I mean? What makes the movie a good movie.
I'm not gonna lie. When I initially finished this movie, I was like, just middle of the pack movie. I'm not even excited to watch the second one. And then I sat with it for a little bit. I had that little convo with my mom. I said because she was like, "Oh my god, I like this movie too." After having the discourse, which is what I like about what we do, is because we're opening the platform for people to open the discussion, and that discussion that I had, and seeing somebody else's enjoyment in it made me a little more eager to see what part two is about than I was at the end of part one. So I actually kind of look forward to catching that this weekend. Where like when I was done with the movie, I was kind of like, and I gotta watch part two.
But now it's like even more, I'm
Hmm.
trying to see more. And I
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I, and I can understand that because I sort of feel the same way. Like when it ended, like I mentioned, I was just like, I don't really see a space for part two. Like I don't even know if I want a part two. But to this discussion and just after like, just sitting with it myself and stuff like that. And then like, forming new thoughts during the discussion. I'm like, oh, this might actually be still not my movie, but it might be okay to look at. You know what I mean? So we'll see what's up.
I'll never,
Um,
be mad at seeing Anne Hathaway on the screen either. I'm not mad at that either. So
I like Anne Hathaway. Yeah, I
yeah,
didn't say that on the whole opinion. But yeah, I like Anne Hathaway too. Stanley, I like Stanley.
yeah. Emily Blunt
Good
is a
actor.
good actress too, from what because like she's in some stuff I
Emily
can't
Blunt is a
recall
good
off the
actor.
top of
Yes,
my head, but I know I've seen her in stuff and I've enjoyed her in the movies I've seen her in. So
right. And I think them bringing back those four core characters is going to make a good part two.
yeah, that was
It's
the
going to be a good.
most important thing to me when I went to go look at the cast. I was like, those characters have to be there. I was like, if
Right,
I could have seen Stanley somehow not being in there and Emily somehow not being in there, but that would have ticked me off if they weren't there somehow.
right,
Um,
yeah. I'd be
So
like, oh, this is some type of like one of those whack part twos, like
this is literally just the cash grab,
half-ass
right?
part
Like they
twos.
just half-ass making the movie just to get some money. Should have went right to DVD.
All right, let's get into the rating.
Yes, sir.
Want to start it off?
Yeah, I got you. I thought this movie was pretty good. Story is not stellar. I like there's things that I can sit there and like roll my eyes at for sure. Like definitely the friends and the boyfriend and the fact that like she almost like resets the journey on her career while Mr. Man was being moody and then decided to pursue his career. So she almost had to like take a step back so he could go do his thing because he was too insecure to let her spread her wings. I wasn't really digging that. Um, it was funny in moments. I really didn't do more than chuckle. Uh, but like I said, there are characters that you enjoy. Like Emily's a fine character. Andy's not an unbearable character. Miranda's handled very well. And then Nigel's character I thought was excellent. Even if he's not like hogging the screen, I felt like when he was used, he was excellent every time. Um, I'd give this movie a 6.8 out of 10 because it ain't for me. It's probably higher in other people's books, but I give it a 6.8.
Okay, okay. No, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at the 6.8. Um, yeah, just to give a little. The story, you know what I mean, it could have been stronger. It could have been a little better, but I think for what they gave us, it was cool. She wasn't so much the devil that, like the overviews and everything, the reviews as paint. You know what I mean about this movie, but she's she has her ways and everything. I believe Anne Hathaway character Andy was cool. Um, I enjoyed her journey. From trying to be the journalist to becoming this fashion. I don't know whatever she was becoming. Um, thing with the boyfriend was all right. It wasn't my favorite. He was corny. Friends was corny. Other characters, other core characters, three characters, they were dope. I'm round this out with I'm gonna say like a 6.7.
I know that nigga was
Like
huffing
six
and
point
puffing in
seven.
his room when he
I
went in
wanted to give
there.
it. I wanted to honestly. I wanted to give it to 7. Huh?
I know that nigga when she came in that house and he out late for his birthday and he went running in the room all mad. I know he was in there huffing and puffing like a little 5-year-old.
He was because he was like, by the way, you look so pretty. The nigga went to go cry in the car.
Like, the fuck out of here, dog. Hey, please, dog.
Yeah, but fucking yeah, man. He was acting like a little bitch, man. He was a little punk. But yeah, man, that's my rating, man. 6.7 out of 10. I wanted to give it to 7, but it's not quite there, and it's not quite my type of movie. But yeah, 6.7 is what I give it. I ain't got no closing words for this one. You?
Um, if you want to be a good friend, I don't remember his name, but be like that one friend that Andy had. Be a supportive friend who surprisingly knows about what their friends are talking about. Don't be those other two.
Yeah,
Hating ass,
yeah,
grind blocking ass niggas who just want to go chill at the bar. And it's cool to have your friends who just want to go chill at the bar, but they can't be trying to stop your progression, baby.
yeah. You got the friends that want to go chat at the bar all the time. That's where you got to meet them, and that's where you got to lead them. I mean, you got to lead them at the bar, and what I mean, all that other stuff. Actually, I do got some closing words though. Matter of fact, got shit to go for that shit. You know what I mean? It's gonna be stuff in your way. Fuck all that. You have to make decisions, hard decisions. Sometimes you're gonna have to leave people behind. Just gonna have to be that way, and that's the way life is. You know what I mean? It's reality. You're gonna bring who you could bring. Can't bring everybody. And you see them niggas hating in the back. You know what I'm trying to say? You know why they hating? Because they can't even get in. That's why. That's why they hate.
Knock, knock, knock. I can't get in. Can you please let me in? Andy,
Feel me?
I'm
And they're not
bored
in
at
for
my
a reason.
regular
It's the reason
job.
why they're not in.
I'm bored at my
It's the
regular
reason why
job.
they're
Can you come
not
hang
in,
out?
man. So, sometimes you gotta be the devil that wears Prada. Sometimes you gotta be the journalist, you know what I mean? At the end. Who knows? I'm out of here. We out of here.
It's episode 41.
Share, like, comment, drop those shits like bombs.
Those non-expert
You know what I'm trying to
opinions,
say?
baby.
Anybody who yeah, you know what I'm saying? Anybody who's familiar with the movie, we want to hear your opinion. We're gonna do another one on part 2, so look out for that. You know what I'm saying? Again, drop them shits like bombs, comments, likes, shares, sync, black, non-expert, opinion. We out of here.